Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Friday, March 18th, 2016. This is Texan TV News from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Morgan Cavitt. Today's top stories in campus news: Tarleton State University is hosting a celebration of life for Dr. Wakefield today at 2 p.m. in room 104 of the Clyde H. Wells Fine Arts Building. Wakefield came to Tarleton in 2007. She was an associate professor and area coordinator for the Public Relations and Event Management program. She additionally directed academic assessment at Tarleton for 5 years. Wakefield was found dead in her home in Granbury on February 8th. Texan TV's Cassie Stafford spoke with fellow communications students and faculty to reflect on Dr. Wakefield's legacy.
Dr. Wakefield will definitely be missed by several students and faculty members here. She made a huge impact. Not only did she start a program that was very successful and that helped many students, but it was also a program that made Tarleton different. Public relations and event management is something that isn't normally offered together, and so it definitely made an impact on us, and she will just definitely be a diligent teacher who will be very much missed.
Dr. Wakefield was a very hardworking person. She truly cared about her students, even though it may not have seemed like it. She put on a tough facade, but she definitely cared about her students and their well-being and what they were learning in the classroom, and if they actually put what they were learning to real-life situations.
Dr. Wakefield was one of the first people I met at Tarleton. And actually we commuted from Granbury together quite often, and so even on very snowy days we would commute together, and either I would follow her car or vice versa. And she was just a great mentor. She was a great mentor. She helped me learn how to be a professional in academia, because it's very different being a faculty member. And as I transitioned from another university to Tarleton, we came to Tarleton at the same time, and so we were in the first year faculty program together, even though she was returning to Tarleton, and she helped me realize how I can utilize my talents and gifts to connect with students in various ways. And because of her, I've been able to do a lot to connect with students, ranging from undergrad research to connecting them to master's and doctoral programs, and she inspired that in me. And so I will definitely miss her, and I will take all of the skills that she helped me to realize that I had in the future.
Wakefield's family has established a scholarship fund in her name. To make a donation, you can go to www.tarleton.edu/giving or call 254-968-9769. In regional news, a little girl is making a big difference in the rodeo world. 10-year-old Cheney Chamberlain has stolen the spotlight as the youngest member of the elite rodeo athlete organization. The young barrel racer will go head-to-head with some of the most talented rodeo athletes on the first ever ERA Premier Tour. Cheney has already accomplished many goals in her rodeo career, including a trip to RFD TV's The American Rodeo at AT&T Stadium. Texan TV's Cassie Stafford sat down with Cheney to talk about her rodeo life, her family, and her horse, Flojo.
Hi, I'm Cassie Stafford, and I'm here with Cheney Chamberlain, America's youngest rodeo sweetheart. How are you today, Cheney?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what barrel racing means to you.
I am 10 years old. I am from Stephenville, Texas, and barrel racing is my favorite hobby.
Favorite hobby. Awesome. Well, what age did you start riding?
Since I was in my mom's belly, I grew up doing it. I've done it on all of my horses that I have. I've trained.
So tell us about your horse, Flojo. What's your relationship like with him?
He's like a brother. He's always been a great horse. No matter if it's hot or cold, wet or dry, he's always a good horse to me.
That's great. That's great. And you won the American qualifier last year and got to compete at AT&T Stadium. What was that like?
It was amazing. Just to get the opportunity to go against girls I've never been against before. God has blessed me with an amazing talent and an amazing horse.
That's great. And you competed for a lot of money too at AT&T. How much money was it for?
I think it was $1.1 million.
Wow, that's awesome. And so we hope to see you back there next year, of course. You're about to hit the road this weekend for the ERA Premier Tour. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm just glad I get to go on the road with my family and go against girls that are really tough.
Yeah. And what are you, or I guess where are you looking forward to competing the most on this tour?
Redmond, Oregon, because it's the farthest, and I think my mom said it was like a casino.
Okay, that'll be fun. You'll have so much fun. Where do you get your inspiration for rodeo?
June Holman, because she is, I believe, 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
And she is very tough.
Yeah, awesome. And your mom rodeoed before you too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's awesome. Awesome. What do you do in your spare time when you're not on the road for rodeo?
I play basketball. Sometimes I go to gymnastics. I play with my dogs. I play with my brother, and that's about it.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Cheney, and we wish you the best of luck on the ERA Tour. To keep up with Cheney on the road, you can follow her on Facebook or on Twitter at Cheney Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Chamberlain family, who lives in Stephenville, will hit the road on Sunday to begin their journey across the country for the ERA Premier Tour. Now for the state, national, and international news from the Associated Press. In Texas news, a Corpus Christi woman was charged with aggravated assault after stabbing her husband late Wednesday night. Police officers were called to the Hinosa home, where the husband told officers that his 39-year-old wife, Melinda Hinosa, had punched him in the face 3 times and hit him on the head with a pot when he didn't get out of bed. Officers said that the husband also told them that his wife also grabbed a knife from the kitchen and stabbed him in his left hand. Police say that the husband refused any medical treatment for his injuries. Hinosa is being held at the Nueces County Jail on a $30,000 bond. In national news, a Yemen native was sentenced to 22 years and 6 months in prison yesterday after admitting to recruiting people for the Islamic State. 32-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen Mufid Elfki did not speak at his sentencing yesterday, but his lawyer read a statement that included a renunciation to the Islamic State. Elfki was arrested in May 2014 in his pizzeria after purchasing 2 handguns and silencers, planning to kill U.S. soldiers, and attempting to recruit 3 people to fight in Syria for the Islamic State. Elfki was also accused of creating 23 Facebook pages under various aliases in order to contact ISIL members and a WhatsApp account to arrange travel to Syria. After Elfki's release, he will be kept under supervision for an additional 27 years. In international news, thousands of Paraguayan farm workers took to the streets of their capital yesterday. The protest was organized by the National Farm Worker Federation, which says that Paraguayans are facing insecurity, lack of adequate education, poor health services, and a lack of land. Protesters at the march also highlighted issues affecting adolescent girls, including pregnancies among girls aged 14 and under. The protesters are also calling for the president to step down because of his policies, which they say contribute to the country's problems. Coordinator of Rural and Indigenous Women, Perla Alvarez, has accused President Horacio Cortez of ruling with the rural oligarchy and business sector in mind. For more national and international news, we turn to the Associated Press for the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Officials in Washington and South Korea say North Korea fired a medium-range ballistic missile into the sea. The launch defies UN resolutions and comes days after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ordered weapons tests. European Union leaders agreed on a plan to send tens of thousands of migrants to Turkey. The plan would send migrants who don't qualify for asylum to Turkey, while admitting others to European nations. Turkey has not yet agreed to the plan. The Newark, New Jersey School District began voluntary blood tests to check students for lead. The test began after officials announced that elevated lead levels were found in drinking water. And hail pounded more than a dozen counties in southern Mississippi on Thursday. Powerful winds also damaged some roofs thousands of homes and businesses lost power. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
Now we go to Cassie Stafford for the weather.
Thanks, Morgan. It's 59 degrees Fahrenheit outside today with mild wind speeds. There's also a 91% humidity with a chance of rain this evening, so be prepared to stay dry this weekend. Thank you, and back to you, Morgan.
Thanks, Cassie. Today's broadcast was produced by Cassie Stafford, Corey Todd, Sydney Burns, and Rebecca Hernandez. You can follow us on www.texannews.net. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm Morgan Cavitt. Tune in Monday, March 21st for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.